I'm Sergeant Kevin Maynard with your Marine Corps Installations West Regional Roundup. On October 7th, volunteers from the local community come together to help renovate parts of the Stewart Mesa campus aboard Camp Pendleton.
2 schools taking part in this celebration of service. As you can see behind me, there's about a dozen volunteers here, but there's around 300 actually taking part today in this celebration of service. They're actually beautifying and making over this campus and making it more safe for the kids. Primarily a military campus here. Now we can see that they're laying down bricks, they're putting down new sand here in the sandbox. Just a very cool event. I want to bring in the principal, Justin Kern. Thank you so much for having us here.
Good morning, thank you for having me.
Tell me what it looks like here. What's going through your mind as you see all of these people who have come out to donate their time to beautify the campus?
Well, I want to thank Habitat for Humanity, Home Depot, and the 100+ volunteers that are here today to beautify our campus. We really appreciate it, and it's going to make a huge difference for our kids.
On October 9th, MCI West Public Affairs highlights air traffic control Marines aboard Marine Corps Air Station Camp Pendleton.
Traffic controller is a person that controls the effective movement of aircraft within the airfield. Movement is everything. We don't want 2 aircraft to be in the same place at the same time. We're basically the people that keep everything flowing smoothly. We got people that need to go places, and we're the people that make sure that they get there. We coordinate with outside agencies to make sure that those aircraft get to where they need to go.
October 14th, San Diego 6 features the fractal grid aboard Camp Pendleton.
Energy security really is the underlying essence of the military's ability to work and operate. And so energy security is very synonymous with national security.
The grid includes 15 concentrated photovoltaic or CPV panels. They stand 10 feet tall, 30 feet wide, weighing about 7,500 pounds, each carrying 17.8 kilowatts of power.
Several years ago, we did our energy strategy, and we determined that we would put a microgrid on every one of the 8 bases, and we're well on our way to doing that.
The system is new to the military. It gives the base independence from the current electric grid operated by the utilities. Through flywheel technology, the fractal grid provides energy when it's needed.
After the power outage in Southern California in 2011, we had 12 hours where the area was without power. Now, if you're flying an F-18 out of Miramar and the base loses power, it's going to make it very difficult to control that aircraft.
The grid reduces greenhouse gas emissions and increases the way the military continues to protect our freedom.
If we can be more efficient in how we use energy, then our forces are lighter, they're faster, they have more operational reach, and really we're saving more money so that we can invest it more in training our Marines.
Also on October 14th, MCI West Public Affairs spent time with a special reaction team aboard Camp Pendleton.
Put your hand out the window!
Down, 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 down.
My name is Gunnery Sergeant Dustin Skellinger, and I am the commander for the Special Reaction Team on Camp Pendleton.
Get up, bend at the waist. Reaction team!
The Special Reaction Team is a team of highly skilled military policemen, and essentially they handle all of the high-risk situations aboard an installation. Potentially, you're getting called at any time, day or night, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and you get called into the office, you don't know necessarily what you're going to be dealing with. You might have to deal with a suspect that is armed and dangerous. We have to put on armor and go into places that even traditional law enforcement officers wouldn't go into. That's really, really dangerous. It potentially cost them their lives or the lives of others if they don't do their job properly.
October 15th, San Diego 6 highlights Camp Pendleton's efforts to prepare for potential flooding due to El Nino conditions.
We had some pretty devastating impacts here on the base.
Heavy rainfall that year led to major flooding, which caused damaged roads and bridges. Camp Pendleton's airfield was completely covered in water.
What you see behind me is really a large bathtub, and it sort of fills that in, caused lots of damage, loss of property. Some of the aircraft at the airfield were damaged, and the bridges were washed out and heavily damaged.
Almost 22 years later, How the base looks now, complete with a new stormwater pumping plant that helps prevent major flooding.
7 pumps at this facility that takes basically all of the collected rainwater and any runoff from the airfield, collects it in a wet well sitting here behind me. 7 pumps pump it up over the berm and back into the river.
Each pump releases about 150,000 gallons of water per minute.
When the pumps kick on in sequence, the first pump kicks on at 1345 meters. Everything's measured in meters.
Managers at the plant say new funding is helping provide maintenance to the facility as it prepares for El Nino.
We pride ourselves on being the most ready when our nation is least ready.
Commanding officers are meeting regularly, taking a proactive approach. They are constantly planning and revising protocol. They are learning how to respond and then recover from major flooding when and if it happens.
Communications is something that you have to do anything militarily. And so obviously they're very important to us, particularly as we get into any kind of hazard situation.
And on October 21st, MCI West Public Affairs covers the production of the latest Marine Corps commercial featuring Captain Zerbin Singleton.
We're here today working with Captain Zerbin Singleton. He is a Cobra pilot, and we chose him because not only is he a Cobra pilot, but he has a diverse mixture of community service background that he does outside of the Marine Corps. What we want to portray to the American public is not just what the Marine Corps does internal with his job or his MOS, but what he also does externally to service the community.
It's pretty humbling. It's an awesome opportunity to be a part of Marine Corps commercial. It's like something to go down in history, a legacy. One of my friends, Rashawn King, he was in the last big-time recruiting command commercial, and that was a pretty awesome commercial. I always wanted to be a pilot from as little as I can remember. Before I flew Cobras, I flew 46s, and I was actually the last 46 pilot to be trained. So that was a pretty big deal. I mean, I was just standing on the shoulders of giants. The aircraft had been around for 51 years before they retired it. So just a humbling experience to be able to fly something, that legacy that it held, and to be the last pilot trained on that. The Marine Corps, as they tell you, the best of the best. We're out there in the community doing things, whether it's mentoring or community service, and then just trying to be the best at everything that you do.
This has been your Marine Corps Installations West Regional Roundup.